We're gonna discuss everything, all safety gear that we need on the trips. It will be helmets, riding gear, jacket and pants, gloves, boots. In addition, I'm gonna tell you everything about full body armor, neck brace, knee braces, elbow protectors, kidney belts, airbag vest, airbag jackets. In the second part of the stream, I'm gonna tell you what works and what it's not really convenient to take with you on the trips. I hope that, as I said, with your help, we're gonna provide a useful information. All right, Forrest, greetings, Forrest. Yeah, I also just come back an hour ago. It was a nice day today. Nice ride around my hometown. I did a lot of important things. I also filmed one video, recorded one video for tomorrow. So today was a useful day. Hello to Forrest. 2 people. One or 2 people more, and then I'm gonna start. We're gonna talk about safety gear, what you need, and what is important to take with you on the trip. I think that is going to be interesting. And of course, with your help in the comments, we can provide a useful information for everyone who watched the streams after that. Tenere Traveler, Portuguese Bill. Nice to see you again, Richard. Okay, the usual suspects as always are here, so I can start talking. My second channel, Motorcycle Adventures Live, already got 570, let me see how many subscribers, 583, which is mean that a lot of people watching the streams, everything that we do with you guys here, with the comments and my voice, is useful to people because they became more and more and more, and each one of the streams got like 500-600 views, which is good. So we can definitely help people. Poacher, new member from UK. Nice to meet you, man. I hope that you'll find this stream useful and you'll find the information that you need. So 4 people, I can start already. Let me tell you briefly first what I'm gonna talk about it. We're gonna discuss everything, all safety gear that we need on the trips. It will be helmets, riding gear, jacket and pants, gloves, boots. In addition, I'm gonna tell you everything about full body armor, neck brace, knee braces, elbow protectors, kidney belts, airbag vest, airbag jackets. In the second part of the stream, I'm gonna tell you what works and what it's not really convenient to take with you on the trips. I hope that, as I said, with your help, we're gonna provide a useful information. Matthias, nice to see you again here. 3-day sun, I can't believe it. Yeah, lucky you. In the last week here was a terrible weather, raining almost every day, temperatures 3 to 5 degrees. So today was a really nice day from already a week, and I spent it properly, so I am happy with the day. So let's start, guys. As I told you, we're gonna talk about safety gear, what to choose for long trips. For some of you, might be just too easy, you know what to take, but for many people this is just a big question, and I hope that after this stream they will find the answers that they need. I would like to start the stream with one phrase, which is safety is just an illusion. No matter in what you believe, it is just an illusion. You cannot protect yourself on 100%, and it doesn't matter what kind of safety gear you have. We're gonna discuss everything here in the list after a few minutes. But if you know this in advance, if you know that safety is just an illusion, you don't need to worry that much about all possible safety gear that you can find on the market. This is the reality, but it doesn't mean that we cannot do anything to minimize the risk. Okay, safety is just an illusion, but we have to do our best to minimize the risk. And as I said in the first part, I will talk about all safety gear that you can find on the market today. On the second part, I'm gonna tell you what I have, what I use, what works for long trips, and what is just not so convenient to have. And as I said already 3 times, I hope that we're gonna provide useful information for everyone who watched the stream. So let's start with the first and maybe the most obvious item from safety gear. These are the helmets, and how to choose the proper helmet and what helmet to have with you on the trips. And I split it to 3 different types: street helmet, or the normal helmets that you have seen every day; dual sport helmets, like the helmets I use with peak and a little bit extended chin; and the third one is modular helmets. So what exactly you will choose for your trip will depend on you. Wim Ross, hi, nice to meet you again. So we have one new member, Poacher, but the rest are still the same, the usual suspects. Alright, what helmet to take will depend on your needs, your riding style, maybe your motorcycle, but any one of these options, streets, dual sport or modular, will work just fine. And my recommendation will be always to have a dual sport helmet because of few reasons. Very first is the peak. The peak provides protection from the sun. If you're riding many hours with the sun in front of you, peak is very useful. You just tilt your head like this and you can continue traveling. If you don't have the peak, it will blind you. Even if you have a sunglasses, it's annoying. And the second purpose of the peak is to protect the visor, the visor of your helmet, because if you drop the helmet, if you drop a normal street helmet or modular helmet on the ground, it's more likely that you're gonna break the visor or at least scratch it or crack it. With dual sport helmets, it's never happened with me and probably never happens with you as well. But the brand and the model really depends from your needs and your budget, because a good quality helmet, it doesn't matter street, dual sport or modular, from a good brand will cost you not less than 6, 7, maybe 800 euros, maybe even more. So the price, as I said, it's a big factor for many. Even for me, I cannot afford to pay, let's say, 1,000 euros for helmet that I'm gonna use for 1 year, because my helmets usually last like 1 year, and I prefer to buy something more budget version and throw it away after 1 year and buy another, because even if I buy a helmet for 1,000 euros, after 1 year the paddings will be already smashed, it will be dirty and it will have some problems here and there. And I don't think that just because the helmet is 3 times expensive than another budget option, it will last 3 times more. As I said, all of my helmets last usually a year, and after that I change it. I know that I can remove the paddings, wash it and use it again, but once you remove it and wash it, they're never the same. And they got soft, and you know, when you buy your helmet, it's so tight and all comfortable. After 1 year, it's already loose. Anyway, this is my opinion, but you definitely need a helmet. Let's go back to the topic, what to have for long trips. Definitely you need a good, comfortable helmet. Maybe it's not the best option, but at least it's comfortable. Wim Ross, do you replace a helmet after you drop it? No, I don't. I don't subscribe for this. I know that once you drop it, you compromise the safety, but it's not exactly like that. I've got one video that I'm gonna share with you now. Let me see now. Can I find it? Helmet. Okay, this video. I've got one video in which I destroyed 2 of my helmets. Watch it when you have time. It is in the helmet's recommendation. If you drop it, you have to replace it, because maybe the shell or maybe the foam already inside is already compromised. But I don't believe that from a simple drop like this to the ground, the shell or the foam will be compromised. It could be, But I've dropped my helmet many times. I never really replaced it. Even after my accident in Turkey, my helmet was broken here on the rear side. I continue and finish the trip with the same helmet and even use it for a few months after that before I destroyed it in this video. But in the video that I destroyed, you can see how many punches the helmet took before it fall apart. So I don't think that a simple drop will destroy your helmet. Maybe somehow compromised, but I don't think it's such a big deal. Gordon Roberts. Dropped phone was going to ask, would you consider a tinted visor? No, I don't want to have a tinted visor because it is good to use it on the bright sunny day, but then when the weather is foggy or it's dark, or if you need to ride in the dark, it's not going to be so comfortable to ride with this tinted visor. And I always prefer to have a clear visor and sunglasses. All the helmets that I buy, they always got a sunglasses, integrated sunglasses. I will never buy a helmet without integrated sunglasses because it is so much easier when you have sunlight. Just use the glasses, and when you don't need them, just remove it. That's it. If you have a tinted visor, it's different story. You definitely need to have two visors, one for riding in the night and one for sunny days. That's why I never worried about tinted visors. All right, helmets. I think I covered everything about helmets. Whatever you decide, whatever is comfortable for you, definitely need to be comfortable. Just stay on the side of the price. You don't need to buy a helmet just because of the recommendation of someone, or just because of price, or just because you know that this brand is good. You really need to take this helmet, put it on your head, and hold it for at least a couple of minutes in the shop if you have this chance. Even these couple of minutes are not enough, but they will give you, or they will tell you at least what will be the feeling, because the shape of every head is different, and you cannot just trust someone that his helmet is the best and you can buy the same. It could be terrible for you. That's why I would recommend, if you want to have a helmet for long trip, go try it, keep it for at least a couple of minutes, and after that, when you buy it, use it at least for a couple of days around your hometown to get used to it, and then you can start and traveling with it, because it will be alright if you have it for a couple of hours around your home, and if it's not comfortable, you can change it. But once you start the trip with uncomfortable helmet, will be just not good at all. Tenere Traveler, don't buy online without trying fast and shopping. Absolutely, don't buy online helmets, because as I said, every head is different. For example, a friend of mine bought a Nolan, beautiful helmet, but it is just not for his head. Because of the shape of his head, the helmet always was dropping on his eyebrow here, and it was very, very uncomfortable, and he needed to sell it brand new just because he bought it from someone else recommendations. Definitely for helmet, it doesn't matter what, street, dual sport or modular, whatever is good for you, but definitely comfortable. Definitely test it before the trip. The information that I gave you now is not really related to the topic safety gear. I mean, okay, whatever. But this is what I would like to say on the topic of helmets. The next one is riding gear. For riding gear, I mean jackets and pants or trousers, whatever you want to say it. In UK, I think they say trousers. In America, they say pants, whatever is good for you. Forget about anything else. Wim Ross, last week you said white is the most safe color for helmets, but what about yellow? Well, maybe the most visible helmet is yellow, or this electric yellow or electric orange, usually what the ambulances got, or like this is most electric colors. These are the most visible colors, but because I don't want to look like a fire department or ambulance guy or something like that, I prefer to have white helmet. I really like how white helmets looks like, and they really provide this visibility on the high position. Because if you have a white motorcycle, visibility is on the bottom, but white helmet is even more visible. That's why I said, but you're right, yellow or orange is always more visible than white. And white is cheaper too. True. It depends on the color. They have got some options like the helmet from IROC that I bought, it was some kind of, I forgot the name of this white, but it was expensive than the normal colors. But usually white are cheap. Okay, so riding gear, jacket and pants. Forget about anything else. Don't make compromises. I have seen or I have heard people saying, I am okay with my jeans, or I have a leather jacket. I can travel with this leather jacket. This is old, very tough leather jacket. It is good enough. It is better than this terrible motorcycle riding gear. Don't believe on this. Buy the best quality riding gear that you can afford. When I said the best, it doesn't mean that you have to go and spend 2,000 euros for gear just to be able to travel. You can travel with any gear, but make sure that it is made for motorcycle travelings. And just because now I have this Revit gear, it doesn't mean that I always use Revit gear. The first Revit gear that I bought was in 2016 or 17. I bought it from Germany. It was on discount and it was expensive, almost like 1,000 euros for jacket and pants. And it was the first good quality gear that I've got, and I love it. And since then I just cannot find anything better, and now Revit even sponsored my channel, so I'm happy owner of Revit gear. But before that, for many years I used whatever gear I can find and whatever gear I can afford at the moment. But again, it was motorcycle riding gear, not a jacket or pants or jeans or something that is not the same. Motorcycle gear is designed with many purposes. First is to provide the comfort that you need in any weather conditions. Second is to provide the protection that you need with all of the paddings that it has. Now we're talking about safety gear. So when you buy a proper motorcycle riding gear, it will have protections on the elbows, on the shoulders, on the back, on the knees, on the hips here, everything, all the places that are possible to hit if you have an accident when you roll on the street or something like that. And believe me, even me that preach always about riding gear, and I never ride without riding gear, and I always saying to all of my friends and followers, always use your riding gear. Even I didn't know how well it protects. I learned this after my accident in Turkey. I know that it protects, but I did not expect such a good protection. When the car hit me in Turkey with 80-90 kilometers per hour, I flew in the air and hit the ground like this. I smashed the front window of the car. My helmet smashed the top of the car, and I just stood up without any damages. Nothing, not even the scratches, nothing. My knee, the right knee was painful, but because my right knee was left between the motorcycle and the car, like pressed like this, bam! But anything else was just untouched. If I was riding with a normal jacket, t-shirt, or even leather jacket without paddings and protections, I don't know what will be. So definitely motorcycle riding gear. Forget about anything else, don't make any compromises, and buy the best that you can afford at the moment. Forest, will we make an exception with the pants for going to work 10 minutes only in city 50 kilometers per hour? No, I will not. All of my friends, everyone knows that I always ride with motorcycle riding gear. It doesn't matter where I'm going. If I have a job to do, if I have to do many things in the town that requires me to walk all the time and to go in many different offices, or something that is not comfortable to do with a motorcycle riding gear, I will just take the car and go and finish this job. Honestly, I will never risk, because I know how painful it is. I've seen people with injuries from crashes. I know what it will be. And that's why I prefer, when I ride a motorcycle, I just dress to ride. That's it, end of the story. Also, if I have jeans, for example, I should have some kind of sneakers or trainers on my feet. But my lever, my brake lever and gear shift lever are already set for my boots. So I have to, every time I have to lift my foot to change the gear. So everything is set for this, and I feel comfortable with boots, pants and my riding jacket. So I never make compromises. That's me. but everyone who knows me can prove you that I always ride with full gear. End of the story. If you make these compromises, it will be your risk. You said only 10 minutes, only 50 kilometers. And what? If you start traveling now, you're gonna have a full riding gear because you might have an accident. But if you go to work, you're immune from accidents or what? It doesn't matter 10 minutes or 50 kilometers. If you hit the ground, you will have the same injuries that everyone has. So for me, it's no exceptions. What is your opinion, Matthias? What is your opinion about proper motorcycle jeans? Good enough. Motorcycle jeans, they've got protection on the knees and they're made from some kind of Kevlar materials. They are good enough in terms of protection, sliding and everything. What they are not good, they are not waterproof. But if you want to have a jeans, at least to have to ride with a style of jeans, then go for a proper motorcycle riding jeans. At least they will have a protection on the necessary places. And if you slide somewhere on the asphalt, they will provide enough protection so you're not gonna leave many square centimeters of your skin over there. This is another one point that I forgot to say just before a while. Poacher, I use motocross knee protection for short trips rather than full trousers. They are easy to remove when you get there and you're going. Whatever works for you, but you need some kind of protection. I've seen people do it the same like you. They use just a normal pants, and on the top of the pants they use a motocross knee protection. Then, but I don't think it's the same. If you have a knee protection, it should be usually, or not usually, it should be under the pants on the proper position. If you have them on the top of the pants, they can move, and in the case of accident, they won't provide the same protection that they will if they are under the pants. But it is better than nothing, I will say. Gordon Roberts, I've got a pair of Kevlar jeans with armor. Yes, if you want to use jeans, just at least go for a proper motorcycle jeans. So don't make compromises with riding gear. This is for you. I don't care how you're gonna ride. You can ride even on shorts and t-shirts. I also done it when I was 20 years old, but now I'm on the age or on the position where I cannot afford to have injuries. And my accident in Turkey proved it that I was right. The gear protects a lot. So there are many different types, Gore-Tex, other textiles, leather, combinations, and with protection, without protection, but this depends again from your budget, your needs, what you can afford at the moment, in what weather you're going to travel. When I said combinations, because for example, around Europe last year, I traveled with my Gore-Tex pants and just a normal textile jacket without any Gore-Tex, and I had a different rain cover on the top. So you can make some combinations, whatever works for the trip that you're planning to do now. So you don't need to stick to one gear and just keep it forever. And if it's hot, the same gear, if it's cold, the same gear. So you can make some combinations or have different type of gear if you can afford it. So this is not something important, but definitely riding gear, full riding gear. If you want safety, use everything. Then let's move to the next point, which is gloves. Gloves are more or less the same story. I will not recommend to ride without the gloves, even if you go to work. Even for short trips, 10 minutes, 50 kilometers, as you said. Even if it's hot, always use your gloves. For example, I don't feel good on the motorcycle when I don't have the gloves, because I'm riding motorcycles from so many years, always with gloves, and now when I go to the bike, I need gloves. I don't know, I cannot explain you other way, but don't ride your motorcycle without gloves. The best option will be to have a proper motorcycle gloves with some kind of protections here on the buckles, Kevlar or polycarbon, whatever it has, but it needs to have some protection here, because if you hit something, car, your handlebar and crash guard might also damage your buckles here. If you slide on the asphalt road without gloves, I don't need to explain what will happen, but definitely a proper gloves on the trip. I don't need even to discuss it, that you need to have a gloves. Absolutely. I usually have with me two sets of gloves, one very light, like a simple motocross gloves with protection here, that I use mostly in the summer on the temperatures. Even when it's 15 degrees, I prefer to ride with the light gloves and heated grips on, instead of having deep and thick winter gloves or waterproof gloves. But I also have another one set of gloves which is more heavy, waterproof, with leather. And if the weather is very cold, or if I expect the whole day of raining, I will always get them in advance and ride with more comfort. And again, you can choose from what you can afford, what material and what protection level they've got. But make sure that you have a proper motorcycle gloves, at least 2 sets with you on the motorcycle trip. And now we can move to the next one, which is even more questionable, and people make even more compromises with it, and these are boots. But in my opinion, boots are must have. Forget about some kind of army boots or some kind of boots with just a little higher than the normal boots, because they will protect your ankle. They will protect nothing. Buy a proper motorcycle riding boots. The best protection you can find in the motocross boots, but they are too bulky and too big and too heavy to have it on the trip. But compromises, a good compromise is what I use. This is CD Adventure boots, or the boots from Revit. They're a little bit more expensive, especially the boots from Revit. They're expensive, but they provide the best protection that I ever seen on the normal touring boots. They are like a motocross boots, but with a much better quality. They are comfortable and they are completely waterproof. And the next one, as I already said, this is CD Adventure. CD Adventure used to cost around 300 euros. Now at the moment, I think they are a little bit less than that. But CD Adventure also provide a very good combination between protection, comfort, and they are waterproof as well. So definitely boots, a proper motorcycle boots high as possible. Because when I have my boots up to here, let me see, up to here, and then I have my knee pads from my riding pants, they became like this. This is the pads from the pants, and then the boots go on the top, and I have this full protection here from everywhere. If you have just a short boots, whatever boots you've got, and you have your knee pad here, but this section here is completely exposed, and in the case of accident, it might break your leg. One example that I can give you now, the example how important are the boots. I'm gonna give you a few examples, but the last one that I've got is from my mechanic and friend Plamen, from the garage in the town that I posted a lot of videos from there. He's a very good, maybe the best enduro rider in the country. But last week he went to one, it was not even competition, it was Sunday, right? Every Sunday they go around and ride with dirt bikes. And on one section, he slided on the side on a very muddy area with his motorcycle, and finally he hit a tree with his boot. So his leg actually, or his foot was left between the motorcycle and the tree. Bam, like this. And he broke these two parts on his foot, 2 of these. So now he's with the plaster and need to work in the garage every day with the plaster. But the doctor said that if he was without the boot, the whole ankle will be smashed. So he has a proper motocross riding boots, and these boots just saved his leg. Otherwise, he will need at least 3-4 different operations, 3-4 months, and maybe he will be injured until the end of his life. But now, thanks to the boots, he has only these 2 small bones cracked. He will wear the plaster for 20 days and then he will be all right. So boots are something very important, and if you don't use boots, you will, in the case of accident, of course, if you have injuries on your legs, but you will have more than enough time to think about it and to learn how important the boots are. Another example that I can give you is from my friend Dima. He broke his leg in Morocco. I don't know, 2016 I was in Morocco. And he was with very short Daytona boots, but very short. They were more like sneakers, not exactly like boots. And the day before we've got arguments on that topic, and he said that he will always wear these Daytona boots because they are so comfortable. But you have to learn this lesson that comfort and safety, they never work together. This is comfort, this is safety. If you want comfort, you go this direction. If you want safety, you go to another direction. So if you want safety, proper motorcycle boots, it's always better. Yeah, Gordon, I just read your comment. Your hands are the first that hit the road. Absolutely. When you drop the bike, when you have an accident, you fly and you always try to protect with your hands, so they will definitely hit the ground. Okay, boots are must have, so make sure that you have a proper size. When you buy a motorcycle boots, always keep in mind that you'll need one size more. If you wear 44, buy better is to buy 45, and so on and so on. If you can find boots that are from Gore-Tex, like CD Adventure, or the new boots from Revit, even better, because you don't need to protect it when it rains. They really work well. And they might be from other textile or leather, but definitely motorcycle boots with a good level of protection. All right, let's now talk about another options like full body armor. I know that every one of you probably seen full body armor. This is what the guys that do enduro wears. There are two different types. The first is for motocross. It is not a full body armor. It's just a plastic here on the chest, on the shoulders and on the elbows. And the full body armor is like a mesh with a plastic protection everywhere around. The motocross protection is more comfortable when you need to ride motocross, exactly motocross, when it's hot, when you need to move on the high speed, and you might have impact here on the chest because of these big flies and big jumps. But the full body armor is usually the mesh with straps here that you can tighten it around your body, and they fit really well. So this is probably the best protection that you can wear or you can buy in terms of, as I said, in terms of protection. So your elbows, your shoulders, your chest, on the back you have a big protector on your spine from the top to the bottom. Then you have belts here to tighten it on the bottom. It's actually support your body so well. And I honestly believe that this is probably the best protection that you can have with you. But it has one big minus that we're gonna discuss later. Body armors usually are not that expensive. Even if you buy a good quality brand, it will cost you like maybe 100, maybe 150 euros. Compared to the motorcycle jackets, it is just much more. But it is, as I said, it has some minuses, and we're gonna discuss it later. The next one in terms of protection, or the next item that I would like to discuss in terms of protection, this is a neck brace. I am sure that you have seen these neck braces. They are like this. They're opened from the side, and usually they are tied to your motorcycle jacket. And when you have your helmet on the top, the purpose of this neck brace is to hold your helmet straight like this, so you cannot twist your neck on this or that direction, and in the case of accident it will be difficult or almost impossible to break your neck if you have a neck brace. This is the purpose of the neck brace. The problem with the neck braces is that they are expensive, usually good brands, and they usually cost like 2, 3, maybe 5, maybe 600 euros. If they are from some kind of Kevlar material, they could be even 1000 euros. Definitely a good item in terms of protection. All Dakar riders, all rally race riders, they always got it, because as I said, you cannot break your neck, at least on theory. If you don't have it, if you hit the ground, you can just twist this direction, this back or front, and then it's a different story. On the side of the neck brace, we also have a knee braces. Someone said here before that. Knee braces are also a very good protection that you definitely need if you ride a lot of dirt roads, off-road especially. And again, there are two types of knee protectors or knee braces. The first are just plastics. They're connected like this, and they only move in this direction. Once you have it on your knee like this, they can They will let you move your knee without any problems, and they are made from plastic with the foam inside, and they will protect you in the case of impact. But the second option, which is more popular with the motocross riders and enduro riders, are bracelets that actually hold your knee from all sides. They don't have so much protection on the front, they even don't have some of them, but they protect your knee from twisting on that directions. And these bracelets are usually very expensive, like 500-600 euros minimum. They are light, but they provide this necessary strength, so your knee cannot twist like that. They've got one big minus, but again we're gonna discuss it later. The next one, elbow protectors. This is also you can buy on the site. Two types, plastics like this that move, and another soft. They are actually three or four different types. They are soft. You wear it just like a sleeve, and they have paddings here. They are made from plastic or whatever models or different designs they've got. They are also very good option. And the last one that I would like to discuss, these are kidney belts. No, not the last. The last in this list is kidney belts. Kidney belts are usually made from 2-3 lines on different textiles. They've got some kind of foam between, and the purpose of kidney belts is just to protect your kidneys mostly from the weather conditions, but somehow they might protect even from a direct impact if they have at least some kind of protection on it. Most of the people wear these kidney belts just for weather protection. They don't want to get cold, or in the cold days they prefer to have these kidney protections on the top to keep them warm. Again, this is not something that I will recommend, but I will tell you later why. And the next one that I would like to discuss now is the vest, airbag vest. This is an option that I've seen once. I tested once when I was in one of the exhibitions. I think was in Milano. Oh no, it was in Switzerland, in Zurich. Motorcycle exhibition in Zurich. I saw this vest over there for first time. It was with some kind of gas bullet inside. So they've got this trigger here, textile trigger, which you have to lock on your motorcycle somewhere. And if you fell from the bike, it just activates the trigger and it's full with air for just for a couple of parts of the seconds, and it will protect your body very well. Can I travel? Protection is essential, but if it stops me from controlling the bike properly, it's too much. I need to be able to look everywhere and move around comfortable on the bike. Yes, absolutely, Richard. I'm gonna discuss all of this in the second part of the stream. Let's first finish with everything that I discussed. So airbag vest definitely is a good option. Definitely protect well. As I said, this vest is full with compressed air for just part of the second, and once you hit the ground, you're protected. They're very well, a lot of air here around your neck, so you basically all of your vital organs will be protected, and it will work also as a neck brace here. So definitely very good option. These bullets or these small CO containers that they use, they're replaceable, so you can have just a few of these, and every time when you have an accident or when you need to activate your airbag, you just replace it and you can use it again. But again, very good, very high price. Not anyone can afford it. And also another one minus that we're gonna discuss later. The next one are airbag jackets. They work on exactly on the same principles with exactly the same CO containers. Everything is the same, but instead of vest, you already got a full motorcycle jacket. And for many, this will be another good option, but we're gonna discuss it later. Okay, helmets, riding gear, gloves, boots, full body armor, neck brace, knee braces, elbow protectors, kidney belts, airbag vest, airbag jackets. Yes, that's everything that I wanted to add now as a different items in terms of protection. But now in the second part of the stream, we're gonna discuss what is really worked on a motorcycle trip and what is not really comfortable or convenient to have with you. So the first 4 helmet, riding gear, gloves and boots. These are definitely must have. So I've done all of my trips with all of this gear, and I will never go on the trip without even one of these things that I listed. Helmet, riding gear, for riding gear I mean jacket and pants, then gloves and boots. These are the must have for the trip. The rest are just optional or additional, but they're not exactly what you think. Let's take the first example, full body armor. I already told you that this is probably the best protection that you can choose. But there is one big but. And as I said many times, everything you say before but is shit. Everything what you say after but is what really matters. So full body armor, very good protection from all sides. You are basically like in the cage. All of your vital parts here are protected, elbows, shoulders, everything perfect. Your spine, you're like very good. But one big minus. First, this is not so comfortable to wear it for many hours. And when you need to travel, usually traveling with a motorcycle usually includes a lot of riding hours. So if I have to wear this full body armor for 8, 10 or whatever hours per day, it is not going to be comfortable. I have one of these body armors and I used it when I was riding enduro here around the town. But at the end of the day, when I removed it, my body was everywhere, scratches and itching and bruises everywhere, because it is just not comfortable. And when it's a hot day, it is too hot. You cannot wear it straight on your body because they will scratch your body. So you need some kind of t-shirts underneath. And when you have a t-shirt, when you have a full body armor on the top, and when you travel, you need to have an even one jacket on the top, and it is just too much. Okay, you can have a simple jacket without any protectors, because you're gonna have already protectors on your full body armor. But I hope that you understand what I mean. It is just too many things at the same time. First, you'll need to have your t-shirt. Okay, on the top of the t-shirt, you'll need full body armor. On the top of full body armor, you're gonna have one jacket. But this jacket, maybe it's not going to be waterproof. Then you're gonna need another one waterproof cover on the top. And there will be too many layers, and all of your movements, as Richard said before that, will be restricted because of all of this. When you are dressed to ride off-road, for example, or enduro or motocross, you have your full body armor, or at least this is what I did. I had my full body armor, but on the top I've got only one simple jersey. That it's the purpose of the jersey is to protect the full body armor from mud. So when it gets mud, the jersey gets muddy and I can easily wash it, but the body armor is underneath. Sorry, but when you travel, you need to spend so many days and hours in different weather conditions, and you cannot do it only by full body armor and your jersey. You will definitely need a jacket on the top. And all of this is not convenient at all when you travel. Another good point for traveling and full body armor is when you stop. Now, for example, when I stop and want to see the attractions here in the town or in the village or whatever I decided to stop, if I'm not in the hotel, which does mean that I have to lock my motorcycle, I usually lock my helmet on the motorcycle, take my tank back and walk around. Walk around with my riding jacket, my riding pants and my riding boots. But if I have this full body armor, it is not comfortable to walk around with full body armor. Okay, you can remove it, but when you remove it, where are you going to store it? It's a big and bulky item like this. You cannot twist it, you cannot bend it. It is like this. Even if you have a hard panniers, you cannot put it in. It is not going to match in your panniers. So you have to leave it on the bike. Someone may take it, or you have to take it with you. And this is one of the downsides of these full body armors during the trips. And that's why I said it provides the best protection, but it's not really convenient to have it with you on the trips. And with this, I think that, okay, just once again, it's the best protection, but it is hot, it's itchy, it's rubbing many places, and after you rubbing many of your places around your body, you might have some kind of possible infections after days or weeks of wearing this full body armor for many hours every day. That's why, in my opinion, don't risk with it. Buy a proper motorcycle jacket with all the paddings and all protections already integrated in the jacket, and leave your body armor at home if you want to ride for short trips around your home, or if you want to go and ride off-road, dirt roads, whatever you decided. Let's go to the neck brace. Neck brace is more or less the same story. First of all, you will need a time to learn how to ride with the neck brace, because once again, as Richard said, your movements will be limited. When you have a neck brace like this, movements left, right, they are limited. It's not that you cannot turn your head, but they are limited. When you ride with neck brace on the motocross track or when you're racing, you need to be concentrated mostly on everything in front of you, maybe jumps here and there, racing here and there, but it's not like to ride in the traffic all day. When you ride in the traffic, especially in the cities, you need visibility. You need to turn your head all the time, left, right, sometimes even more, to stretch like this, to make sure that everyone is on the safe position while you ride. But when you restrict your movements with your neck brace, it's not comfortable at all. And in the end, once you stop riding, again, you have to put this neck brace somewhere. Okay, it's not that big, not that bulky. Once you remove it, you can tighten it like this, and probably you will be able to store it in your luggage. But it's again something that you have to carry with you. And another one item that you have to have in consideration every time, every day, every moment, every hour when you stop to walk around. And that's why I understand that with riding without a neck brace, it's a compromise with my safety. But it is what it is. I cannot have everything at the same time. And if we go back to the beginning, that safety is just an illusion, you understand what I mean. Even if you have full body armor, include neck brace and everything, you're not immune. You're not protected on 100%. You cannot, first of all, you cannot predict what kind of accident is going to happen. And even if you have all the gear, it is not 100% sure that you will survive. That's why I said you need at least the most important, the basics, to protect you in the case of accident, but the rest are just additional and optional. But I'm telling you from my experience, it is not comfortable at all to have all of this. I've done a few of my trips with a proper motocross boots. Yes, I've got more comfort, not comfort, I've got a better protection in terms of protection. But to walk around with the motocross boots was just a disaster. After 15 minutes, my feet were smashed. It was just impossible. I was going like a Robocop. Poop, 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 poop. That's why I switched to this adventure type of boots. Yes, the protection is not the same. A little bit compromised, a little bit less than the motocross boots. But the comfort, it's a different story. And also, proper motocross boots, they are not waterproof. So I've got two pluses over or against one big plus. Here is the safety, and here is comfort and waterproof. So once again, not ideal, but something. All right, let's go now to the next one, knee braces. As I said, knee braces are good protection, but on the trip, it's not really convenient to have. Once again, we're going to the same position. It is not a problem while you ride, but it's a big problem when you stop and need to walk around. Because on the trips, you're gonna have many days, many hours, when you're gonna stop in the middle of the city, park your motorcycle and go to see the local church. And when you have this knee braces, it is not comfortable at all. It doesn't matter what type, the plastic ones or the one that hold your knee from twisting. It is not comfortable to wear it for many hours when you walk around, because they are designed with only one purpose, to protect you while you ride. And they are not comfortable to walk around at all. You have to remove it, store it somewhere, or take it with you while you walk. And it is not a good option. It is the same for elbow protectors. It is the same for all protection that you can have with you. If you buy a proper motorcycle jacket that I said in the beginning, it will have elbow protectors, it will have shoulder protectors, it will have spine protector, and you will have protectors on your knees and your hips. The level of protection is not going to be the same, but it will be enough in the case of accident, in my opinion. And let's now discuss these kidney belts that many of you use when you travel. They always said that it is better to protect your kidneys from the cold weather, especially to protect you from the cold. But in my opinion, they are more like a con, because when you always ride with a kidney belt, you actually make your body weaker, because your body, I cannot translate it really on English, but instead of protection, they make your body weaker. And if for any situation it's happening that you need to go and ride without it, it is very easy to have a problem after that. I'm really sorry, I cannot explain exactly what I mean, but I hope that you understand it. But you, instead of protecting your body, you make your body weaker. Definitely 100%. So in my opinion, forget about kidney belts. I never use kidney belts and I never got any problems with it. It is always better to make this part of your body stronger. I mean, you don't need to become like a super athlete, but if you work on this part of your body, this part and this part, if you just got just a normal exercises daily, this part of the body will be strong enough and you don't need to wear any kidney belts. These kidney belts also make problems with the kidneys, because they might overheat, or they might keep it in whatever. I cannot explain anything on the kidney belts. My opinion, don't use it. Let's now move to the airbag vest. Why is not comfortable to have it with you on the trip? Some people will say that they're not that big, not that heavy, but again, it is something that you need to think about it. So if you have your riding jacket, you have a riding jacket, and on the top of the jacket you should have this airbag vest. Again, you might say it's nothing, but it will protect me more. But what about if it's 40 degrees? First you have the jacket, then you have the vest on the top, and all of this is just too much. Another option will be just airbag jackets, and you might say this is the perfect option because I will have the jacket and I will have the airbag inside integrated. What better than this? Well, it is not exactly like this, because these airbag jackets are usually not good quality. So the material of the jacket is not good, the protection is not good, they are not waterproof. The only good things in these airbag jackets is the airbag itself. Yes, it will have a good protection, but not good weather protection, not good rain protection, and not good crash protection. So the only crash protection that it will provide will be the airbag. That's it. But the airbag will provide protection here, on the paddings here, and here you will rely on the paddings of the jacket, which are usually not that good. So if you have to choose between these two, I will say go to the airbag vest. But again, it is something that you have to carry always with you on the top of your jacket. You always need to remember that you need to lock it to your motorcycle before you start riding. Always need to unlock it from your motorcycle before you leave the motorcycle. And this is something that when you need to make every day, day after day, week after week, month after month, it might be just too much. At least it is too much for me. That's why I decided not to use it. And yeah, basically this is everything that I wanted to say so far. Now guys, I will give you time. If you have any questions on the topic that we discussed or another topic, just ask in the comment below, and I will try to be as useful as possible. Just to summarize once again, helmet, riding gear, gloves and boots definitely must have. You cannot travel without all of this. They are must, and they can protect you just enough, just enough. If you want more protection, you can go to full body armor, and you can go to neck brace, knee braces, elbow protectors, kidney belts, airbag vest, airbag jackets. But all of these things are they first will cost you a lot of money, and secondly they will restrict your movements while you travel. And in my opinion, even if you have it on one trip, you're not gonna have it on the next, because you will realize how painful is all of this every day, day after day. Tenere traveler, be aware wearing rucksacks needs to be done with the care, especially if they have objects like disc locks. Yeah, absolutely. This is another one con, that if you have your vest, you cannot have anything on the top. Poacher, do you use air plugs? I have air plugs, they are always on my pocket, but to be honest, I use it in very rare cases. If I know that I'm gonna spend, let's say, all day on the highways, which is happening in very rare situations, then I can have the air plugs. But on the normal riding days, the roads that I use, I don't use them much. I have them, but I don't use them much. Wim Ross, how long can you ride with your pants with a lot of off-road rubbing and dropping the bikes? Well, if you, as I said, if you plan to ride only on the dirt roads, off-road all the time, it will be a different story. Then you can have a specific protection for off-road. Then you're gonna buy a breech, a pants that are made exactly for off-roading. Then you're gonna have your knee protectors, knee braces for off-road. You're gonna have motocross boots, and then you can afford droppings and problems here and there. But on the trips, it's not really like that. And on the trips, even if I have to ride many days and kilometers off-road, I still prefer to have my just a normal riding gear than motocross or whatever riding gear you suggest. Good night, Richard. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for the comments. So yeah, Wim Ross, you cannot, if you mean how long the normal gear will last compared to the off-road riding gear, yes, the off-road riding gear will last more in the off-road condition and situations, but it is not going to be comfortable if you ride on the road. For example, if you ride with a normal breech pants that go inside of your boots, every time when it starts raining, all the rain goes into your boots. So you definitely need a different type of pants or trousers when you travel, different than what you need when you just go and ride off-road around your home. Forrest, any tips on the smell from waterproof boots? This is a very good question. I will reply like a politician. This is a very good question. The only advice that I can give you is just to find a good quality boots. If you have breathable Gore-Tex boots, this problem will be almost 90% in the cases solved. And also use cotton socks. I know that if you listen people or if you even read articles or anything about motorcycles, everyone will tell you that it is good to have synthetic socks. But on all of my trips, I always use a normal cotton socks. If you have a normal cotton socks, you'll be all right. Cotton socks, breathable boots, Gore-Tex material, and you'll be all right. And of course, some kind of smell will always present over there, but it is part of the adventure. If the boots are not smelly, then what kind of adventure you are? Yeah, this also helps. I also got this leather insoles. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Poacher. I forgot this. I also got it on my boots. I bought this leather insoles very cheap from Deichmann, and they were like 6-7 euros. Fantastic, and put it on two sets of boots I've got. I've got this on 2 of my sets, and definitely helps because the synthetic soles that they've got, original soles, get smelly very fast. Very good point. Thank you very much, Poacher. But do the Cox socks dry fast after washing them? No, they do not dry fast as the usual synthetic socks will dry. But usually we ride in the summer, and what does mean do they really dry fast? If you wash them during the night, the next morning they'll be dry anyway. If they are not dry, you can have another and just tie them on the rear side of the motorcycle, and they'll be dry after a few hours. So they are not a problem at all. I always ride with normal cotton socks, and they are cheap. You can buy it from everywhere, and I usually don't have more than 3 sets with me. And usually after 2-3 weeks they just fall apart, and I just threw it away, buy another cheap option, and continue traveling. A few months ago, I bought for the first time a waterproof socks, and the last 2 rides that I've got here, I used them, but the weather is cold, was like 5-10 degrees, today was 12, and these waterproof socks are actually, I tried them, I wore them and just jump into the shower with them, and they are breathable, and they don't let the water to go in. there are some kind of like Gore-Tex material, not Gore-Tex, but some kind of material that is breathable, but not let the water in. But I cannot tell you how comfortable will be with these socks in the summer when the temperature is hot. On the cold days, they are definitely very comfortable. They are made from something like almost like a neoprene. So the feeling is very good, and they are synthetic material, but they are breathable. Well, I don't know about the hot days. How do you tie the socks on the rear of the motorcycle with a special bag? No. I just use like knot like this. Or usually I've got a small mesh that I keep on the rear side. Or you can zip it somewhere with the zip ties. Whatever it's comfortable for you. Whatever decision you can find at the moment. I don't have a special bag for it. But usually, as I said, later in the evening when I finish the ride, I just can wash the socks and then squeeze it and hang it on the window or on the terrace on the place that I sleep, and the next morning they will be dry. Unless the weather is rain or it's cold, then it might be different story, but in the summer usually just for one night they are dry. Don't forget what I told you in the beginning, safety is just an illusion. You cannot cover every aspect on it. My pleasure, Wim Rose, my pleasure. You cannot cover any aspect, even if you have everything that I listed here, all of these items already on you, there will be always some kind of weak spots, and you cannot protect everything. Poacher, not really protection gear, but what are your thoughts on the injury risk of hard luggage? Well, I have heard this many times, people talk about it, and in my opinion, everything that is hard, that has angles and made from metal, could cause a lot of injuries. In my opinion, a soft luggage will be always better in terms of protection. The only situation or the only accident that might help with hard panniers is if you drop the bike on the side on a very low speed, and the hard panniers might protect your legs for being stuck under the motorcycle. This will be probably the only moment when the hard panniers could be useful. But in any other accident that is caused on high speed, these big hard panniers, in my opinion, will cause more damages than the prevention. So this is my opinion on that topic. Forrest, nice topic, nice discussion, thank you. My pleasure, Forrest, my pleasure. Let me know if you have any other questions, guys. As I said, even if you have all of these items on you, you will always got some kind of risk, because safety is just an illusion. But once again, if I go back to my accident in Turkey, as I told you, I preach about gear, but I didn't know that the gear protects so well. Nothing. I got nothing except the knee. Nothing else was even touched with that speed. Was just very good luck. Yes, absolutely, Forrest. The best safety is between the ears. Another question. Do you pitch a tent always on the grass or also on the grounds with small stones? I always prefer to pitch it on the grass or sand or flat surface. But if I have no other options, I will open it whatever I can. So, Poacher, can you talk about first aid kits on the future discussions? Yes, we can discuss it. We have to include it in maybe a few different topics, because it will be just too short for one big stream, but I can include it, yeah. First aid kit is definitely important, and I said in one of the previous streams, it is good to have it on the accessible location on your luggage, and also make sure that before every trip you checked everything inside. All the materials, all the pills, everything, just check it before every trip, but we'll definitely talk about it in some of the next streams. If you have any idea about the stream for the next Sunday, you can tell me now, and I will get prepared, and we're gonna discuss it next Sunday. Easter next Sunday. True. Alright, I might miss it, then might be next Sunday. Alright, so the next Sunday will be off. We're not gonna make any stream. We'll make it after that. So it's not gonna be 16, it's gonna be 23rd of April. I can skip 1 week, because usually when I promise something, I always try to deliver it. It is the same with my channel. Since I start my channel more seriously, let's say from 2014, 15, when I start to work with the channel more seriously, from 15 I will say, I never miss a week, never ever. Every week I've got at least one video. In many weeks I've got 2, 3 or more, but I never miss a week, because I promised that I'm gonna deliver these videos, and I did it. Yeah, in UK is 1 week earlier. Here in the East Europe will be next Sunday. So next Sunday we're not gonna have stream. We're gonna have it on the 23rd of April. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes, and if you do not have any more questions, I'm gonna end the stream here. I hope that at least you find some kind of information here. Again, it's a lot of information for a short period of time. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for commenting here, asking questions, provide answers. All of this information I hope will be useful for many people that gonna watch the stream later on the second channel, Motorcycle Adventures Live. Poacher, great discussion. Thank you. Happy to be a member. My pleasure, my pleasure. This is the minimum that I can do for all of you guys. Gordon Roberts, always good information. Thank you very much, Gordon. Thank you very much. It could be better, but some topics are not so clear to talk. I also have got some problems with my English. Some things I cannot explain very well. But anyway, I told you what I know. I hope it's useful. Matthias, thank you, Pavlin. See you next time. Okay. Thank you to all of you guys. Have a great evening. I'll end it here and see you on the 23rd of April. Until then, keep riding, keep smiling. See you. Bye-bye.